There's a new article on Entertainment Weekly talking about Varang, where Una Chaplin gives some insight into the character itself. Avatar Theory here, hope you're doing well and having a fantastic day. And of course, with tickets being available right now in most regions, a lot of information about the movie is being released via trailers, interviews, featurettes, and one of these is an interview with Una Chaplin where she talks about Varang. Now the article itself will be linked in the pinned comment and the description below if you want to check it out for yourself, but the article also gave us 3 images of the character. 2 of them we've seen before in trailers, but the third one we saw in one of the scenes exclusively revealed at the end of the re-release from The Way of Water, and it is the scene where Quaritch and Varang meets up for the second time. Now I'm not going to read the entire article, like I said you can read it for yourself if you want to. I'm mostly going to focus on the stuff about Varang and Avatar Fire and Ash. As the article goes, quote, "In Avatar Fire and Ash, the third movie in Cameron's planned pentalogy, the Madrid-born actress, also known for her roles in the Bond film Quantum of Solace and the romance The Longest Ride, plays Varang. The figure isn't quite as playful as Chaplin. Varang leads the Ash people, a tribe of volcano-dwelling Na'vi who endured a devastating natural disaster that destroyed their entire biome. Even her home tree, a sacred connection to the Pandoran deity Awa, was devoured by fire, prompting them to embrace flame as their new religion." Chaplin stated, quote, "A lot of people died horribly, and then people were starving and there was nothing. It killed all of life in her zone. Her whole world was destroyed. Instead of becoming defeated by it, she went towards the fire. She went towards the thing that had destroyed everything that she loved, and she became a devotee of this power, this force of fire." End quote. In many ways, Varang is also the very manifestation of the movie's title. Cameron previously described the fire of Avatar Fire and Ash as being hatred, anger, violence, and the other as being the aftermath of it all. According to Chaplin, Varang tapped into the communal pain and grief of people to galvanize her clan. She stated, quote, "She's very smart because the power of pain and the power of trauma and the power of grief is almost infinite. It makes her and her people extremely fierce and powerful warriors. She becomes the fire. Nothing can stop her. It's an example of what can happen when we don't heal, what can happen when the things that have hurt us still rule over us." End quote. Chaplin leaned into that lethality through her physicality. Most Na'vi move from their heart. Their chest is the first to veer in the direction they want to go, and the rest of their body follows as a sign of trust and openness. For Varang, costume designer Deborah L. Scott developed a tight band to wrap around Chaplin's chest, closing off her heart from the world. Chaplin describes Varang as more serpentine in nature. Initially, she moved from her eyes and head like a reptile. When the character's weapons, a pair of dueling blades called Vugan, came into play, it was much more interesting if we drop it into the pelvis, she says. So her center is really rooted in the pelvis, which is more associated with the magma and the fire and the passion. It became a really key way into her psychology." End quote. Now I do believe this is the first time that we actually know the name of these dueling blades. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Bugan? I'm not entirely sure how that's pronounced correctly, but this is the first time that it was mentioned by name. And it is interesting the way Varang's costume is designed to kind of close her off from the rest of the world. And in the little movement that we've seen in trailers, she does kind of move like a snake, kind of like this eerie movement, the way she looks, the way she moves in her eyes, and just her whole attitude. It's very eerie, kind of uncanny, I would say. But the whole article is an interesting read, and the image, like I said, that came with it, the one specifically about Varang and Quaritch, is the one where he brings the weapons to the Ash clan, and I'm guessing this is where he's trying to make peace or trying to form an alliance with the Monk One to join the RDA. But what do you think of the article, and what are you most excited to see about Varang? Let me know in the comments below, and for more Avatar content, have a look at the rest of my channel. Until next time.